Hello class, welcome to week report number 2 video. So for week report, these are the tasks that I require you to complete. First, and you have to do this first before you do anything else, complete lab number 2, installing Ubuntu 22.04. There is a video for Windows user and there is a video for Mac users with M-Macs, with M-series MacBooks. So once you complete lab number 2, please take your time, make sure that you follow instructions correctly. If you haven't done so, please complete with report number 1, lab 1, and discussion board number 1, because if you haven't done so, you are already behind. Then move along to discussion board number 2, the history of Linux. Now, there is a little caveat over here that I like to mention. So if you go to discussion boards, and you look at discussion board number 2, you're gonna see that the due date is for May. That is correct. The discussion boards 2, 3, and 4 are due at the end of the semester, right? So you have plenty of time to do this. So if you're pressed with time, you don't have the time to work on this now, I suggest that instead of working on the discussion board now, you leave it for next week, or you leave it for the weekend, or when you have a little bit more free time. Then move along to the week report, which is this video over here. Now, for the report, what are you going to give me? Well, we're gonna play around with Markdown a little bit more, and we're gonna be using Ubuntu in this instance. So I have instructions for you to complete over here. Make sure you read this note. So complete lab number 1. Now we're gonna create a folder inside week reports. Now we're gonna go open your file manager, go to the CIS 106 repository, the folder, and if you don't have the week reports folder, which you should have created, then go in here and then create a new folder called WR2, which stands for week report number 2. I'm gonna close the file manager and we're gonna open the CIS 106 folder in VS Code. So let's launch VS Code. Just gonna go full screen for a moment and let's click on open folder, home, click CIS 106 once and then click on open. Make sure that you have the proper folder open over here. Your file structure should look very similar to mine. Let me zoom in a little bit. See, I have the CIS 106 folder and here are the folders that I have inside CIS 106. Now let's click on week reports and then let's click on week reports number 2. Here we're gonna create a file called week report 2.md. Press enter. Now let's go back to the instructions. Here is the markdown that we are going to use. Let's just copy this. That way we don't have to type. And let's paste it in our WR2 file. Perfect. I'm gonna save my document, Control S, and what you're gonna do is that you're gonna fill in the blanks over here, right? So all of this information is available in the presentations. You're welcome to use Google, the book, or any other source. I'm okay with that, but just keep in mind that all the information is already available for you in the presentations as well. So now let me show you what I mean. If you click on the presentation here, Introduction to Linux and the Basics of Virtualization. What is an operating system? Well, definition is right over here. So I can just put this side by side. So I have my editor in one side and the presentation on the other. So I'm just simply gonna type here the definition. I can say an operating system provides all the fundamental software features of a computer. And that's it. We keep it simple. You know, you can add more if you want, but a simple definition, it's good enough for us, for each and every one of these concepts. Now, the styling for this document, I'm gonna leave it up to you. I can just put it over here, or I can simply put it right next to the concept itself. So I want the term to be bold, and then the definition to not be bold. And if we do a preview, this is how it ends up looking like. It looks really nice. You know, you can also, if you want, simply indent it like this as an indented bullet point. Again, I'm leaving the styling all the way up to you. Just make it look nice. I prefer this, so I'm just gonna do it that way. Kernel. Again, what is a kernel? Notice that there are a lot of typos over here, so we can simply click on the word and look our, well, none of those are correct, so computers is a software component. This is a better example. So if you click over here, you're gonna see a little light bulb over here giving you, my apologies, giving you recommendations on what the proper spelling for the word should be. This is part of this is one of the extensions that we installed for us to work with VS Code. Again, you're going to do the same thing for pretty much all the concepts over here, but when you get to this part over here, all you have to do is list the distributions, just a list, bullet points, no definitions here. For example, list of main Linux distributions. Debian, Red Hat, Slackware, etc. List of Debian-based distributions. Again, all of this information is in the presentation. A bullet list over there. That's all you need to do. No definitions required. Only definitions you're looking for is over here for these terms. When you have completed your week report, make sure you click on File and then Save. Not Save As. Click on File and then Save. I'm going to go full screen over here. Then we're going to open Terminal, New Terminal. And we are gonna send our changes to GitHub. We're gonna push our changes to our GitHub repository. So first, let's do a pull, making sure that we don't have any unsafe changes over there in the cloud. Git add period, git commit -m, finished, week report 2, and then git push. Remember, if you're having any issues over here, you can always open your CIS repository over here and type your GitHub commands right over here. Now, what are you gonna give me? You're gonna give me the PDF file to the Markdown file. So let's do that. Right click. Right click on an empty area. Export to PDF. Perfect. Let's confirm that the PDF file is correct. Okay, the PDF file is exactly what I have in the Markdown file. Obviously, yours is going to be complete. Now, if you notice, it's a mistake there that I made on purpose. When you go to VS Code and you open your repository, you're going to notice that in my case, the WR report doesn't have the PDF file. That is because I pushed the changes before I created the PDF file. So I need to do that again. Git add period, git commit -m, converted MD to PDF WR2, and then git push. Now, every time you make changes to your repository, you're gonna do those commands. In that way, GitHub is synchronized, your local Git repository is synchronized, and everything works smoothly. Again, when you finish working, even if you didn't finish the lab, make sure that you push your changes to GitHub before you turn your computer off, before you turn the virtual machine off. That is very important. Okay, now let's minimize that. You have the PDF file and you have the URL to the wr2.md file. So in Blackboard, we're gonna go to Week Report 2. And then over here, you are going to submit the PDF file, and this URL to this file, to weekreport2.md. So this URL and the PDF file of this file. Okay, now we are almost done with this video. All we have to do is close this. Now we can close this and turn the computer off. Let's wait for the virtual machine to be off. Perfect. Now we have successfully completed lab 1 and week report 2. Now we are going to create a snapshot of our virtual machine. This is gonna save a point in time in this computer so that if later on in the future the VM breaks, we don't have to do a whole reinstallation. We can just revert back to this non-good state. So let's click on take, snapshot 1, OS installed, lab 2 done. Click OK, and we have successfully saved this snapshot. Now if our computer breaks, we can revert back to that. We are gonna take another snapshot when we finish lab number 3. So for now, this is the only snapshot we will be taking. If we have any questions, any question at all, Slack me and I'll hop on a call with you.